Hey, this is Dr. Linda Davis. Today I want to work through an Excel spreadsheet that focuses on car loans, and particularly we want to focus on the payment function. And I'm going to break down the payment function to show you how to build that back. So, like we said, simple car loan today to see and calculate what our monthly payments would be. So our simple table here just has the make of the car, it's a Ford, the model is a Mustang, the year, it's a 2011 model, and the purchase date is just a date around this time, and then the age of the car is calculated here. Now we did get a little fancy with the formula here, as you will see up here in the formula bar, but this formula just really means it's an if statement, but it just pretty much says, if G8 is greater than or equal to G7, then subtract G7 away from G8 just to get the number of years, which is the age of the car. Obviously, you don't have to go to all that trouble. You can just put the car's 3 years old. Just put a 3 in there, and it works just fine. Now, the loan amount. The loan amount, we've put that value in as just $15,000, and the length of the loan is the next cell down, and that we're going to leave it at 24 months, but we could change it to 12 months or 36 months or 60 months or whatever we think we want to try and see what that payment amount would be. Now the next cell down is the loan annual percentage rate, the APR. We also have it over here as the APR. We actually input it over here, and because I have this cell set up to say equals I13, it just looks at I13 and then plants that same value in this cell of G12. Okay, and then the next cell down, that's the actual monthly payment that it's going to calculate based on the information that you've already put into this spreadsheet. So this monthly payment comes out to $661.43. Now, that is based on the fact there's a payment function built into this cell. And if you look up at the formula bar up here, it's two formulas actually. We have the round function as well as the payment function. So let me break this out. The round function, that just showcases that obviously we want this value when it's calculated to end up being in dollars and cents. So round, and then at the back end we have 2 decimal places showing us how we work that out. What's in the middle is the payment function, and I'll break that out for you now. So go down to the payment function as you see here. Obviously we start off with equals to show Excel that we want to calculate, and then because we also have the round function in here, we start off with round. And just realize that the round function starts here, but then you tell Excel how many decimal places to round it to by having a comma and 2 at the end for 2 decimal places, followed by the end of parentheses for the entire formula. And then the payment function, let's focus in on that. I'm going to highlight the payment function. Now, the payment function. Excel will understand that you want to calculate a payment function when it sees the PMT notation, okay, followed by parenthesis, and this is how the syntax of the formula works. So it's PMT, parenthesis, and then APR percentage, whatever the APR percentage is. The APR percentage in our example comes from cell G12. That's why I have a G12 underneath here to show you that. So that just pulls from G12. Now the extra thing you have to do here is you have to divide it by 12, and that's why I have it written like that. So we need to get this in months. So we need to take that annual APR and break it down into a monthly units, and that's why we're going to divide it by 12. So that's why it should be G12 divided by 12 in our example, followed by a comma. The next section is the length of loan, that Excel needs to see that in this order. Length of loan, that cell information is found in G11. So length of loan is here obviously, and G11 is where we find 24 months. But you can change it to whatever month it needs to be, but just pull from G11 in our case, or wherever you have your length of loan information stored at on your table. Now, followed by a comma. The last part of the payment function is minus loan amount, and the minus sign, you have to put that in yourself, and then find what cell you have the actual loan amount in. So in this particular case, we are borrowing $15,000. That value is found in cell G10 in our example. So I'm going to say minus G10, and those are the key points of the payment function. Now, like I said before, the outer comma 2, that's just telling Excel to round it out to 2 decimal places. All right, so let's go through our example here, And if I change some of this up, maybe I want to say it's maybe a newer car than 2011. Let's say it's a 2014 vehicle, and which will make it almost new or new. So the loan amount might be more. So let's say we're going to, on this newer Mustang, we're going to borrow $35,000, and obviously maybe some down payment on top of that as well. And then the length of loan, though, probably not 24 months, because obviously that's a very high payment that popped up. So let's make it, maybe we can get 60 months to spread those payments out a little longer. And if we change it to 60, it works for us. Now instead of the high amount that was before, now it's $668 a month and 54 cents. Now, obviously, might get a better interest rate than 5.5%, so we can go over here and change this to maybe 4%. Let's get rid of that. So I'll say 4%, which transfers it over to here as well. Now, 4% comes down to $644.58, so that's a little bit better interest rate. Now, you see the calculated value here, but if you look up again in the formula bar, you can see the active payment function that we have going on up here. So equals round, and then parenthesis PMT, parenthesis G12 divided by 12, comma, G11, comma, minus G10, parenthesis, comma, 2. End of parentheses. So that takes care of calculating the payment function, and also takes care of the rounding it to 2 decimal places. Okay, so I hope this particular example helps. You should always double check anytime you go to buy a car or get a loan that the monthly payment they're quoting you is true and correct to what, and the only way to do that is to either put an app on your phone for it, or to do a little simple Excel table like this that calculates the monthly payments to make sure that they are accurate in what they are quoting you for a monthly payment. And hope this particular Excel spreadsheet helps you out. Check out all our videos at techiewarrior.com. Thanks for your time.